What is up? This is welcome. I'm Prince, and today I just have a brief message. I've got a brief message for you that you should cultivate a good relationship with yourself. The extent to which we undermine, or at least I used to undermine, positive self-talk is scary, because I've come to learn that it is something that is a must. You must do it daily for yourself as a person, because sometimes we come into these situations whereby we are overestimating our problems, or you are overestimating your problems, but you're not objectively looking at them as circumstances whereby you have changed or you could affect change. You don't look for ways in which you could affect change, but instead you'll be able to complain to yourself that you have a certain problem. And in those moments I've come to learn that you just need to remain objective and neutral. You should be humble, you shouldn't be arrogant, but you should always also reserve space, to be positive to yourself, because you might underestimate yourself and find that you're very much capable of solving whatever problem is at hand. And sometimes you overestimate your skills. Hence I would recommend that most of us as people, we need to learn how to remain neutral in situations, because your expectations and perceptions going into a conversation or whatever type of interaction with other people, it will always be something that will affect you internally as to how you perceive yourself or the other person. And you shouldn't rely on that. You shouldn't rely on that biological mechanism so much, because sometimes it just deduces from biomechanical information, from biological information, not accurate facts. Sometimes things, situations, and people, they may tend to look more dramatic than they really are, and sometimes they look less dramatic than they actually are. But if you do remain objective in those circumstances, you remain neutral, I think you stand a better chance of actually seeing the truth within the matter, seeing the facts and being able to identify if you can or cannot manipulate the situation, or if you should be active or passive with regards to whatever circumstances those may be. And I think being able to master yourself in that dimension and be able to be aware when you're not being neutral and recenter yourself, it's a great way to conserve spiritual energy as a person, to conserve your mental energy, because I think it sort of decreases the lows and highs, the peaks and troughs. You become more balanced. That way your life sort of become more predictable most of the time. Not that there don't be chaos, but your emotions will be manageable, because you actually putting conscious effort into controlling your internal energy. And I think all of us should strive to do that. I mean, that is what I believe. And if you have other theories, you can leave them in the comment section. If you did like this video, hit the like button, share with your friends. If you do like this type of content, subscribe. because I'm gonna keep making more and more content for you. And I would also love to hear your opinions. Please leave a comment, and I'll see you in the next video.